For those of you who don't know me, my name is Willona, and I give advice, tips, and information on narcissism, narcissistic abuse, personality disorder, emotional abuse, toxic relationships, and a multitude of other things. So we're gonna dive into this topic because it's gonna be really, really good. On the last scope, I talked a lot about triangulation. Before that, we talked about the cycle of abuse. And so just to piggyback off of that a little bit, we'll just start with scenario time. So, okay. The discard phase has happened, okay? The relationship is over. You got dumped. You got dismissed, all right? He kicked you to the curb. She kicked you to the curb. And I hate to say that so harshly, but it's such a good thing because you don't realize that being dumped by a narcissist is really just God creating a way out for you. It's like the best thing that could ever happen to you. All right. Or you've mustered up enough courage to leave on your own. This can be good. It's definitely a good thing that you've done that. But you have to be very alert because they don't like when you're the ones that leave. They become very livid. And they want to find a way to get you back so that they can hurt you all over again. But, so you're in the discard phase. Either you have been discarded or this could be silent treatment that they're giving you. Anyway, the ties are cut and the relationship is over, okay? So to speak. You're on the road to recovery and healing, and you're getting your life back together, right? And despite all the trauma and all the drama and the arguing and the chaos and everything that you've been through with this person, despite all that, you're on the road to recovery. You got peace now. You don't have to put up with all that stuff anymore. Finally, you get some relief from all that. You feel peace that you haven't felt in a very, very, very long time, right? There's a calmness. There's a solace, right? And it could have been a couple of weeks. It could have been a couple of months. Sometimes it'll even get up to a year or more. Then boom. All of a sudden, out of the clear blue sky, you get a text message. And the text message says, "Hey, big head." No, I'm just kidding. Text message says something like this. "Hey, sorry about everything. Just wanted you to know that I still love you." Let me explain hoovering. Right? Simply put, hoovering it comes from the vacuum cleaner, the Hoover brand, right? Because it has a sucking mechanism. And all it is a technique used by narcissists and toxic people to suck you back into the relationship. Simply put, that's all it is, right? And so now you haven't talked to this person in a while. And I don't know how long it's been, but you haven't talked to them in a while. And then all of a sudden, they reach out to you. Whether it's text message, email, phone call, voicemail, they'll send you a singing telegram if they have to, because they want to get back in touch with you. And I've talked about this before. I've said it before, but I'll say it over and over and over again if I have to. The narcissist person is addicted to attention. They're addicted. They're addicts. They're junkies. They're like emotional vampires, okay? And without the attention, they starve. They pretty much starve. And when they feel like they're getting close to running low, they start to panic. And they start to hunt for new prey. Or they'll revert back to the old prey / supply, which is you. And that's why you're getting that text message. That's why you're getting that phone call. It could be something going on in the relationship with the new person, with the replacement, and it's just not working out like they thought it would work out. or the person is getting on their nerves, or the person is not living up to the expectations that they set for them, whatever it may be. But they're reaching out to you because their supply is low. And it doesn't have to be so much the replacement. It could be whoever they're getting supply from. It could be from friends. They may be out of town. They may be unavailable. They may be working. But their supply from everybody else is low, so they got to reach out to you. But don't go getting all flattered, okay? And thinking they came to their senses because you just the bomb.com, all right? You are the bomb. But they don't see that. They don't see as you being the bomb. And they're not coming back to make things right, you know. So you got to be careful. You got to be really careful not to think that they had an epiphany and that they all of a sudden realize that everything they did was wrong. That's not what's going on here. All right. They just need a quick fix. They need to feed off of you. Like I said, they're emotional vampires. Okay. So just know that when they come back, they're empty. They're low. They're low on gas and they need you to fill them up. The gas tank is low. Your afterthought. Right. And I don't mean to sound so cruel with it, but I just need to give you the real deal Holyfield so you don't get caught up again. They got only one objective. And that one objective is to feed the false self that they created. That's the only reason why they're coming back. So you might want to ask, what's the reason for coming back? That's the reason. Because they want to reopen a line of communication with you again. They can't take the fact that you cut them off. And they only want to access your resources. Really and truly, they just really want to access your resources. And resources being money, sex, attention, any service that you could offer, or any connection you can have to help them get what they want. They just need access to resources that you can provide them with. Okay. And mainly they want to regain control over you. Because remember, if you left them, they are livid. They're upset. And it's not making them look good in the public. So they want to come back and they want to re-wound you. They want to re-traumatize you. So you got to be real careful. They'll come back and tell you how much they changed and that they care about you so much. Any lie that they can get you, that they could use to get you back. You want to be careful right here though, because if you let that window open, you'll kind of take it as an opportunity to tell them things that you want to see changed or things that you want to see fixed. And they're going to seem susceptible to it. You know, they're going to seem receptive to what you're saying. But it's pretend. It's for play. Jackie says they talk about you like a dog in the streets after you leave them, yet they want to return. Yep, Jackie, that's exactly what they do all the time. And you know what they do too? They act like nothing ever happened. Isn't that the funny part? They act like nothing ever happened. So, you know, you don't want to fall for it, because if you tell them these new demands that you're putting on the relationship, if you reopen the communication and if you're considering letting them back, they're going to fake to you like they're changing. Nothing's changed, like nothing happened. Exactly. They're going to fake to you like they've changed. But it's not going to last. It's going to be brief. It's going to be like a chaff in the wind. And like I said, it's pretend. It's for play. They are not serious and they don't intend on changing at all. Because they don't see a problem with their behavior. They don't think they have a problem. what it is that they think that you are the problem for not agreeing with their behavior. Isn't that funny? They think that you're the problem for not agreeing with them. They don't think they have a problem. So they don't have any intentions whatsoever on changing at all. Jackie says they are manipulators. They are master manipulators. Master manipulators. Okay? So do not be fooled. Do not fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for it. If you do, you'll see the same pattern happen, right? And they'll discard of you again within a few weeks. You'll see it. And then you're going to be like, dang, I shouldn't have fell for the okie doke. But you did, you know. But it's okay because it happens to the best of us, right? But they're not the type of people to own up to their own mistakes. They're just not those type of people. And they'll tell you that they're sorry, if at all, because most of the time they won't tell you they're sorry. But if they tell you they're sorry, which they're not, because they don't have any remorse. But you know why they're not sorry? Because sometimes they'll even tell you, well, I told you I'm sorry. What more do you want? You know, I told you I'm sorry. They don't want you to hold them to it. You know, they just want to say the words. They don't want to do sorry. The actions don't match sorry, you know. And then they continue on with the same business as usual. Same business as usual with the same abuse as before. And then you'll end up seeing that nothing has changed. Yep. Nothing has changed. They don't take responsibility for nothing. And then they'll get mad at you. Because it's like, how dare you try to hold me accountable for my behavior and my actions? How dare you? And you're going to get the wrath of that. So what they do in these instances and over a course of relationships, because this happens in all of their relationships. You're not the only one. Okay? And you got to remember not to be jealous of the new person, because there's nothing to be jealous of, because they're just using them like an object too, unfortunately for that person. They don't even know. So you have to remember to not be jealous. But what they do is become better and better at it each time. They become better manipulators, and they come up with more creative ways to outsmart you and outthink you. They get better at hiding their true selves over a period of time. They just get better at it. I've seen that because in the relationship I was in, I noticed the difference because it was a very long time. It was a course of years and years. And I noticed the difference from the first lie and then the lies toward the end. The lies toward the end was good. Like, I almost believe that stuff myself. It was real good. But once you are aware, you know, and you educate yourself and you become aware of these things, you know, like I'm trying to share my experience, you become smarter, you know, and you don't have to let them outsmart you. So I'm gonna show you how, and I'm gonna give you a couple of common ways that people hoover you. Okay? Number 1, fake caring. They'll send you a message, miss you, thinking about you, right? Because they want to invoke that feeling into you that says, well, dang, you know, maybe it could have worked out. Maybe I should give them another chance. Maybe we can try again. Don't fall for the okie doke. Number 2, the accidental text. They'll send a text that says, love you, see you tonight. You know why they did that, right? because they want you to think that it's meant for the new person, and they want you to get jealous. They want to put that dagger in your heart, you know. Or another way of an accidental text is text something like, did you call me? Did you text me? Because they want to trick you into responding back to them again. Number 3, they act like nothing happened. They'll send you a text that says, hey, stranger. Like I said, hey, big head. Number 4, special occasions. I've gotten these texts recently. You don't talk to this person anymore. You don't talk to them on a normal basis. You just get a text out of nowhere. Happy birthday. Merry Christmas. And you like, okay. They want you to start reminiscing on the good old days of, see you later, Jackie. Thank you. They want you to start reminiscing on the good old days. You know, when you all used to have holidays together, right? Then number 5, they'll send you the good old guilt text. They'll make up a lie and say, my mom is sick, or I'm in the hospital. Or I've even heard people report things like they're going to say that they say they're going to hurt themselves. They say they're going to kill themselves. I've heard of those too. Number 6, they pretend the relationship isn't over, right? They just show up places that you are, harass you. I had a special instance where after the divorce happened, the person acted like it didn't. They acted like it wasn't court proceedings and lawyers or anything like that involved. And they, you know, just proceeded to think that we were still married. True story, no lie. Number 7, epiphany. They'll profess their love to you. And they'll say something like, so sorry about everything that happened. You know, I've changed. Let's work this out. It's like they got an epiphany. They'll use that one. Number 8, fake concern. Get a text that says, if you need anything, you can call me. You know. Number 9 is the famous kids text. God forbid if you have children together. You know, they'll make it seem like it's about the kids. But even if you don't have children together and you have children without them, they'll act like they're so concerned about your children. Tell Taylor I said good luck on the game. You know, I know we're not on good terms, but tell Johnny good luck on his basketball tournament. So he can seem genuine. And number 10, lastly, number 10, if all else fails, they'll falsely accuse you of something. They'll poke the bear, and it's to get an emotional response out of you. They want to lure you into confronting them, and this works very well. It's happened to me so many times, but I've seen it happen to a lot of other people too. A lot of other people. Right? And so whether it's negative or positive, they'll take the negative too. It really doesn't matter. And so we got to remember that with narcissists, they're empty on the inside and they're dead. Okay? So if you give them a positive or negative response, it just shoots them a little reminder that they're still alive, because they need to know from outside sources that they're alive, that they're there. So do not let your judgment be clouded. Do not let your judgment be clouded, especially if it's fresh, especially if you just broke up, because you're really vulnerable right now. But you need You need to heal. So go no contact. No contact. If you need to block a number, block it. If you need to block emails, do it. If you need to change your phone number, change it. But go no contact and stay no contact if you can. If you can't, or if you have children, then you can use what's called the gray rock method. And that's in a nutshell where you just show no emotion whatsoever, no matter what they do or say to provoke you. You are just mundane and don't give any response whatsoever. Just answer what you need to answer and just make yourself seem really, really boring and uninteresting. And eventually they'll leave you alone. Not all the way, but for the most part. Because if you go back and you detour off the road to healing, what you're doing is taking the Band-Aid and ripping it off a wound before it heals. You don't want to do that. You don't want to rip the Band-Aid off before it heals. You know, going back and forth. Then you got to start all over again with the healing process. You got to clean the wound. You got to put the antibiotic ointment on the wound. You got to rebandage it. You go back, what you going to do? Rip! You're tearing off all kind of good tissue. You're messing up the wound bed. Don't do that. It's not good. You know, the enemy is basically roaming around seeking who he will be able to devour. Don't let it be you. Don't let it be you. Be sober in this hour. Be sober and know the red flags, know the signs, so that you don't keep putting yourself in the same situation and going through the same patterns. Okay? And so that's all I have. Didn't want to keep you guys too long today, but wanted to make sure that I just give you this little nugget. And I'm so glad that you came to my broadcast to listen. And if you came to the replay, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you next time.